our second lecture. Today we have to continue the chapter we started last lecture. So our lecture today is also based on basic English grammar, Betty Azar's book. So today we need to continue verb to be as we started last lecture. So this is lecture number 2. Today we have to go through what we call contraction of verb to be. Contraction is when you have a sentence that is that contain verb to be with a pronoun, and we can find a way out to contract, to make the sentence a little bit shorter, where we contract the verb with the pronoun. We are also going to talk about how to negate, how to make negative sentences from verb to be. Then we will have to go through structures that are basically consisting of subject, then followed by verb to be, then followed by an adjective, or we would have verb to be of subject followed by verb to be, then we have a prepositional phrase or a preposition. So let's just start with the first point we have today, which is when we contract the sentence and make it a little bit shorter. So contraction is when people push two words together. So basically, rather than pronouncing the word slowly, one by one, as if you are pushing them together when you speak. And to indicate this, we use a mark. This mark that we use to indicate is called an apostrophe. Let's look at those examples. So this is the definition of the word contraction. It is when people push two words together when they speak, and the mark, the symbol that we use to indicate this contraction is what we call an apostrophe. Now I would like you to go through those examples with me. This is I, he, she, it. All of them are having one form of verb to be. Now if you look at the word, at the I with am, they can be abbreviated by deleting the letter A and having an apostrophe instead of it. So rather than saying I am, I would push those two words together and say am. Similarly, in the case of he is, rather than saying he is, I push he and is together, so I say his. What happened? The I in the verb to be has been basically replaced by the apostrophe. So rather than saying he is, I would say his. She is, she's. Sorry, she is, she's. And it is, its. And so on and so forth. So what's happened? The form that we come up with are shorter, are basically contracted, because we have spoken two words together. We have reduced two words together. We pushed two words together when we speak, rather than speaking them slowly or independently. So rather than saying, for example, I am a student, I would say am a student. He is a student, he's a student. She is a student, she's a student, and so on and so forth. Again, in the case of you, we, and they, which are followed by the form of verb to be are, we can abbreviate or contract the first sound of the verb to be and replace it by an apostrophe. So rather than saying you are, you are. We are, were, and they are, there. What's happened? We have pushed the word they and are together. When we produce, we push them together. Your and were, and probably there. So rather than having a little bit independent pronunciation of you and are, we push them together. We say them together, if you like. Now what we need to pay attention to is that the use of this comma that we use to indicate the apostrophe should be above the letter rather than next to the letter. In other words, it should be, so if we are writing on this line, the comma should be above the line rather than on the line. So it would not be acceptable to say something like this. It has to be a little bit upward. So when I say I am a student, this is correct because the apostrophe, as you can see, is here, so it is above the letter, while it would not be acceptable to have it online. So according to the book, you have to know that the apostrophe is to be written above the line, not on the line. So it is not acceptable to use it on the line. It has to be above the line, like that. So if you look here at the examples, all the apostrophes are written up the line, not on the line, and so on and so forth. This is what we call contraction, where we push two words together when they are basically spoken. This is an example of an exercise showing us that we can change the noun into a pronoun and contract the pronoun with the following verb to be. So if I have a sentence like, Sarah is a student. Sarah is a female noun. I would like to change it to a female pronoun, so I would use she. Now, because she is followed by the verb to be is, we can make some contraction. So rather than saying, she is in my class, I can contract the pronoun with verb to be and say, she's in my class. She's in my class. What about the second sentence? Ahmed is a singular noun. We replace it by a singular pronoun. We need to contract the pronoun with verb to be. So we don't have to say, he is in my class. We can simply say, he's in my class. He's in my class. He's in my class. She's in my class. I have one brother. I have one brother. Replace one brother by a pronoun, he. Okay, now this he is followed by verb to be. He's 20 years. He's 20 years. He's 20 years. So rather than saying he is 20 years, we contract. We make the sentence basically contracted or shortened, if you like. I have two sisters. So now we have a pronoun referring to plural. To replace this noun with a plural pronoun, we use they. But they is to be followed by are. So we don't have to say they are a student, their student, their student, their student. So we contract they with are and we push them together. We produce them together. I have a dictionary. Singular noun. It can be replaced by the pronoun it. What about contraction? We don't have to say it is on my desk. We can push them together. It's on my desk. It's on my desk. It's on my desk, which means it is on my desk. Similarly, I like my classmates. This is a plural noun. We replace it by a pronoun. It has to be a plural pronoun. I like my classmates. They. Followed by a verb to be. They are friendly. We need this verb to be contracted. They're friendly. They're friendly. As if they and are one word because they are contracted. They are friendly. They're friendly. They're friendly. I have 3 books. Replace the 3 books by a pronoun, they. Follow it by verb to be. They are on my desk. Now, what if we have contraction? They're in my desk. They're in my desk. They're in my desk, and so on and so forth. This is what we call contraction, where 2 words are not pronounced independently, one by one, but they are pronounced together as if we push them together when we speak. Now let's learn how to make a sentence that is positive into a sentence that is negative. In other words, how to negate the sentence with verb to be. Negative with verb to be. Now, according to the rule that we have today is that to negate a sentence with verb to be, we just add not where after the form of verb to be. Let's look at this sentence. I am your teacher. Now, this is somebody saying, well, I am your teacher. We need to say, no, this person is not our teacher, or he wants to say, I am not your teacher. So what do? You look at the sentence and you locate where verb to be is, and you add the negation particle not where after the form of verb to be. So basically, if we add not here, the sentence is going to be in the negative. I am not your teacher. I am not your teacher. Ahmed is a teacher. Again, this is verb to be. Make this sentence negative. Add not where after verb to be. Ahmed is not a teacher. Sally is my friend. Sally is my friend. That is verb to be. That is verb to be. You need to make this sentence in the negative. You add one form of verb to you add the negation particle after verb to be. Sally is not my friend. Sally is not my friend. The cat is under the table. The cat is under the table. So what do we have here? Verb to be, a sentence in the positive. We need to make it into a negative sentence. We just add the negation particle not after verb to be. The students are in the class. The students are not in the class. So we have added the negative particle not where after the verb, after verb to be. What about those sentences? We are in the restaurant. Again, that is verb to be. Add not after verb to be. We are not in the restaurant. You are at home. Verb to be. Add not after the form of verb to be. You are not at home. So simply speaking, in order to change a sentence from being positive sentence, affirmative sentence, or if you like, sentence that is not negative, you want to change it into a negative sentence, and this sentence is containing verb to be, you only have to add not after verb to be. So you look at the sentence, you find where the verb, the form of verb to be is, and you add not after the verb. Now, let's look at another sentence structure that contains verb to be. This is where you have one form of verb to be followed by an adjective. If you remember last lecture, we said we have noun followed by verb to be, then you have noun. Example, Sally is a student. Now, we have cases where we have noun followed by verb, then we have an adjective. For example, the students are intelligent. So we have a noun followed by one form of verb to be followed by what we call an adjective. The exam is easy. So the word easy and the word intelligent are adjective. They are adjectives. So what's an adjective? Okay. The adjective often follow. When we say follow, it means they come after. Not before, they come after. They come after a form of verb to be like am, is, or are. So in this sentence, the students are intelligent. The adjective comes after verb to be. The exam is easy. So we have the word intelligent and the word easy functioning as adjective. They come after the verb. They are immediately after verb to be. So what is the adjective? An adjective would always describe and give information about a noun or the pronoun that comes at the beginning of the sentence. What does that mean? Now, what is the meaning of the word intelligent? The students are intelligent. So when I find the adjective in my sentence, this adjective will tell me something about the students, tell me more information about the students. So if you say the students are intelligent, okay, so the word intelligent has told me something about those students. They are intelligent. Again, the word easy is an adjective. An adjective give more information. They describe or give more information. The exam is, tell me something about the exam. The exam is easy. Okay, so this is an adjective giving more information, giving extra information, describing the noun or the pronoun that comes before the verb. The exam is what? The exam is easy. The students are what? The students are intelligent. So we have more information. We have description of the noun or the pronoun that is basically before verb to be. These are other examples. Sally is beautiful. So we have noun, verb to be, then adjective. We said the adjective give more information about what? About the noun or the pronoun that comes before the verb. Sally is what? Sally is beautiful. Give me information about Sally. Beautiful. Describe Sally for me. Sally is beautiful. My friends are happy. My friends are happy. Okay, so this is the noun that comes before verb to be. It is followed by a plural verb. What adjective we have here? The word happy. It describes my friends. They are happy. It gives more information about my friends. I am tired. Who is tired? I. So this adjective describes the noun or the pronoun that comes before the verb. So adjectives describe and give information about nouns or pronouns that come before the sentence or that come at the beginning of the sentence. This is an exercise that is in your book. We have already done the exercise. This is showing you the noun or the pronoun that we have, followed by one form of verb to be. Then there is the adjective. And we said the adjective describe, give more information about the noun at the beginning of the sentence. We have just said the adjective describe, give more information about the noun or the pronoun that comes at the beginning of the sentence. So if you look at this example, fire is hot. Fire is hot. So we know more information about fire because we have an adjective. Ice cream and snow. Look, here we have two nouns combined together by and. So they have to take a plural verb. So ice cream and snow are cold. So clearly now we have more description of the ice cream and the snow. We have more information about ice cream and snow. A box is square. The shape of the box is square. It is not a triangle. It is square. Balls and orange are round. Round means they have a circle-like shape. So orange is round. A ball, football for example, is round. So this is an adjective, this is an adjective, this is an adjective, this is an adjective. Those adjectives describe the noun that come at the beginning of the sentence. They also give more information about this noun. Sugar is sweet. So we know now more information about sugar. An elephant is big. So we know that the elephant is big. Big, sweet are adjective. They give more information about the noun that come at the beginning of the sentence. A mouse is little. Adjective. A rainforest is wet. So again, we have more information about those nouns when we have an adjective. A dessert is dry. A joke is funny. Good health is important. So all those are adjectives that give more information about the nouns that we have at the beginning of the sentence. Now we move to the final structure of verb to be, where we have verb to be followed by a place. And this place is represented in English by the use of adverbs and prepositions. So you probably can say, I am here, I am there, I am upstairs, I am downstairs, I am under the table, I am sitting on the table, I have a computer beside me, I am sitting beside the wall. Sorry, I am sitting behind the door, and so on and so forth. So this is where we have an expression indicating a place. So one form of verb to be with a place. So that is what we have be is often followed by a place. What is this place? So if you look at the example, Maria is here. So we are talking about a place where Maria is. So this is the place where Maria, for example, is sitting or standing or sleeping, whatever. So Maria is here. This word here is a place. And this is one form of verb to be. So we have verb to be followed by a place. They are at the library. Where are they? In what place? They are at the library. So at the library is a place. So the place can be one word, just like the word here. And here are some examples. Maria is here. Maria is there. Maria is downtown. Maria is downstairs, upstairs. Maria is inside or outside. So depending on the context, you can use any of those prepositions, or what we call them place words. Now those words are basically one single word each. We are going to have cases or situations where we have the place is basically expressed by two words or more than one word. If you look at the set of examples that we have here, so the place can also be more than one word. So we have more than one word here referring to the place. Look at the example that we have here. So if we have more than one word, we are going to call it prepositional phrase. What is this prepositional phrase? It is when you have a preposition followed by a noun. Let's look at the example. Sally is at the library. Now this is what I call a prepositional phrase. It is a phrase that refers to a place, location, makan. Now this prepositional phrase consists of two parts. Preposition, which is the word at, and a noun, which is the word the library. Together we call them prepositional phrase. Again, Sally is on the bus. On the bus is a phrase indicating where Sally is. Where is Sally? Sally on this place. Where is this place? It is on the bus. She is on the bus. So on the bus indicates a place. Now this place consists of two words, on and the bus. Or basically, clearly here we have three words, 1, 2, 3. So we have more than one word. What is this more than one word? It is a preposition, on, and a noun, which is the word the bus. Now, on the bus, together, I call it a prepositional phrase. It is a prepositional phrase. It consists of preposition and noun. Sally is in her room. Preposition, noun. Prepositional phrase. Sally is at work. Preposition and noun. So we call this prepositional phrase. Sally is next to Maria. Preposition and noun. Sally is outside the house. Sorry. No problem. So Sally is outside the house. Sally is outside, which is preposition. The house is a noun. Sally is between Ahmed and Nadia. Preposition, noun. So when you have a preposition followed by a noun, you call it a prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase, which is mainly a preposition followed by a noun. So, for example, at the library is a prepositional phrase. Why? Because there is preposition and there is noun. Preposition and noun. We call it prepositional phrase. Now, these are some of the common prepositions that we have in English: above, at, behind, between, next to, from, in, under, etc. Now, let's have some example that can show us how to use those prepositions. This is the preposition above. Now, if you look at this table and this balloon, the relation between the balloon and the table is that the balloon is above the table. It is not on the table. If the balloon was here, I would have said, well, the balloon is on the table, but the balloon is above the table. So it is not really touching the table. They are not really touching each other's surface. So basically, the balloon is above. Similarly, if you look at this bird, the bird is not on the trees, but the bird is above the trees. So this is how we can use those prepositions. So you can simply say the balloon is on the table. The balloon is above the table. The bird is above the trees, which means the bird is not really touching the table, and the balloon is not really touching the table. You can always draw this line. Sorry. So the bird is not really touching the table, which means it is above. The bird is not really touching the trees, so this bird is above the trees. Another preposition is the preposition at, which we usually use to indicate time. So usually we use at to point out a specific time. The bus will stop here at 5:45 p.m. So what is 5:45? It is a time reference. We refer to a specific time. She will meet you at 3 o'clock. So time reference. We use this preposition to specify a point of time. I will leave at 3 o'clock. I will leave at 5 o'clock. So one of the main uses of the preposition at is when it has to do with time, when it refers to a time, when it refers to a specific point of time. There is another use for this preposition. At is used to indicate a place. So sometimes with time and sometimes with place. There is a party. Where? This party is at the clubhouse. This clubhouse is a place, so it indicates a location, a place. I saw many people. Where did you see many people? At the park. At the park. So the park is a place. Clubhouse is a place. So we use at to indicate a place. We also use at to indicate a specific time. Let's move to the following preposition. Now, the preposition behind is when there is something basically in front of something else. And we can say, for example, as this nice image would tell us, the boy is behind the books. The prisoner is behind the bars. The rabbit is behind the tree. So when there is something in front of something else, we could simply say, well, this thing or this person is behind rather than in front of or above. So clearly the boy is behind the books. The man is behind the bars. The rabbit is behind the tree. What about between? Clearly between is when you have three items and something is between them, or basically something among two other things. So if you look at this illustrative image, we have an apple, and this apple is between this box and this box. So we can simply say that this apple is between two boxes. Similarly, we have two trees and an animal, a rabbit, between them. The rabbit is between the trees. The rabbit is between two trees. The apple is between two boxes. Now, the preposition from is used to tell us the starting point of a movement. So, for example, I move from here to there. So you move from one place into another. So the use of the preposition from would indicate the starting of this movement. So we would say from shows the starting point of the movement. So we move from A to B. So look, I use the preposition from. So when do we use from? To indicate, to tell the starting point, where we start. We started from A. Sally drives from her flat to her work. So what was the starting point for Sally? It was her flat. This is her starting point. Now there is another use for the preposition from, which is used to indicate or to tell somebody's origin. For example, Nadia came from Brazil. Ahmed came from Syria. So the use of the preposition from here is basically to indicate the origin, the place that somebody has come from. I came from Syria. He came from Lebanon. I came from, for example, Syria, Brazil, and so on and so forth. So the second use for the preposition from is to indicate someone's origin, to show someone's original place, the place he has come from. Okay, finally, or basically before the final slide, we have the preposition en. This is clearly when there is something inside something else. Look at this cardboard. There is a ball, a football if you like, inside it. So you can simply say the ball is inside the box. The cat is in the bag. The water is in the glass. The football is in the box. The cat is in the bag. The water is in the glass. So clearly in indicate that some item or something is inside something else. Now if you look at this image as well, where we are introduced to the preposition next to. Sorry. This is a little bit different preposition because it consists of two words. If you look at this image, we have a dog and some bones next to this dog. So we can simply say the dog is next to the bones. So when you ask, for example, in one place and another item is immediately adjacent or next to you, you can simply say, well, the dog is next to the bones. The elephant is next to the chair, and so on and so forth. Now you need to be very much careful between comparing between on and above. When we say that this book is on the table, it means that the book is touching the table. There is nothing between the book and the table. They are touching one another. The surface of the book is in contact with the table. But if I have, for example, a bird, for example, supposedly, here, you cannot say that the bird is on the table, the bird is above the table, because they are not really touching one another. They are not basically touching each other's surface. Similarly, the apple is on the box. Why? There is nothing separating them. The surface of the apple is touching the surface of this box. And this is where we use, This is where we use the preposition on. Anyway, if we have a balloon here, for example, you cannot say the balloon is on the box. The balloon is over the box, because there is something in between. They are not really touching each other. Finally, the preposition under, as these images can tell you, this little girl is under the table. This little boy is under the tree. This man is under the bed. So the girl is under the table. The boy is under the tree. The man is under the bed. So clearly this image can probably tell us, give us a better way of understanding those prepositions. When somebody or something is under something else or covered by something else, we could simply say she is or he is under the table or under the tree or under the bed, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the end of lecture number 2 and the end of chapter number 1 of your book. In the following lecture, inshallah, we are going to have a passage from this book where we can see how verb to be is used and how the prepositions are used, and so on and so forth. Okay, so once we finish chapter 1 in the grammar book, we move to chapter 1 in the interaction book. This is interaction access book. So we also finish one chapter, then we go back to grammar. Okay, so this brings us to the end of lecture number 2. Today we have gone through the different structures of verb to be. We have seen how verb to be can come with a noun followed by another noun, verb to be with a pronoun followed by one form of verb to be, then another noun. We have also seen how we have a noun followed by verb to be, then an adjective, a noun followed by verb to be, then a place or a preposition, and we have gone through the different prepositions and different prepositional phrases that are very much common in English. Okay, this is the end of lecture number 2. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.